To game number 1.
Innervate.
That's
a
a
good card.
pretty nice card to have in your early game.
Yeah, not a terrible starting hand for Kolento. Nothing really exciting to put out with this Innervate, but yeah, at least early game cards.
FrozenIce keeping Feral Spirit and Hex. What is he afraid of? What does he want? What is he looking to Hex here? Just an
Anything
early
that gets
Yeti?
innervated.
Yeah, right.
I love keeping Hex against Druid. It's just, you know, if they do something like innervate a Yeti, you're just going to be so sad.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. The way that Shaman can get bullied in this matchup is by an early tempo play from Druid to control your board no matter what you do. Like, Shaman is all about making sure that their board is strong, it's resilient, and then being able to add on to it. So if you innervate something out, the best thing you can do is to Hex it for sure. Even though it's just a 4-mana creature. That tempo is important.
Yeah, certainly. Well,
If he hadn't, presumably he might be wanting to innervate out that Druid of the Claw he just drew. But if he had not drawn that, would you have considered innervating out the Keeper of the Grove?
like, the thing is, what are you looking to silence here against a Shaman deck? This is actually an okay target for a silence because of how strong it is with Flametongue Totem, so I don't hate this move. I'm not, like, the sickest fan of it.
I don't hate anything Kolento
If I have a birthday party with 5 moves, this move isn't going, but, like, it's...
There's only 4 invites to go. But you know what? Now this Keeper of the Grove not only deals with the Haunted Creeper, but he'll be on totem duty for the rest of the game.
Totem cleanup. Well, not for the rest of the game because you know, it's eventually going to die.
Well, for its short lifespan.
Yeah.
It's kind of a defensive play to get out that Keeper of the Grove this early.
Yeah, it certainly is.
That's how much Kolento knows about disrupting the board of Shaman.
Can't let that build up.
Flametongue Totem is now going to just be sitting there for a while until he can get something up.
Yeah, Flametongue Totem's pretty bad with no minions on the board.
Shane X Rammus. Do you know what screams to me as soon as I see a Shane X Rammus? Does he play
Bloodlust?
Wind Fury?
Oh, Wind Fury, cool.
Wind Fury with Rock Biters on Shane X Rammus.
Wow, yeah, he's got the Rock Biter.
Wow, you are a degenerate, Frodan.
I play way too much Hearthstone.
Well, not enough compared to Kolento, I think.
Gosh, and Kolento still has me doubled up at least.
That's exciting. So let's. I mean, does Kolento, you think, expect that now? And now that you see the Shade of Nextramus in, wow, actually, that using your Rock Biter kind of shows he's a little bit more of the combo, but it also gets it out of your hand. You don't have that much juice anymore, right?
I think maybe even more than what the Shaded Naxxramas imply. Like, maybe it's not necessarily about the Wind Fury card being in the Shaman deck, but even more about, well, what does he take out? Does that mean he's not running an Alakir? Does that mean I don't have to be afraid of it?
If he's running Wind Fury and Alakir, then I do not believe that he's the Kolento of Taiwan.
Well, FrozenIce is a guy who's played and ranked #1 legend multiple times and held it until the end of the season. So FrozenIce is a very strong player.
No doubt about that. Look at this. He's got so many great plays here. He could just play Druid of the Claw on curve. He could innervate out Ancient of Lore. And of course, he does have Black Knight to destroy one of these wolves, which is basically the target that you're looking for. But that would be the least mana efficient.
Waste, that 1 mana.
Yeah.
Innervate is just a coin then.
I think that Druid hero power should only be 1 mana, Ben Brode. Can you help us with this? The curve would just work so much better.
This sounds balanced to me.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Everything else stays at 2,
in Alpha, it actually was much worse. You had to choose one, +1 attack or +1 armor.
Wow.
Yeah, we changed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
That one could have cost 1 mana, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Well, he's trying to decide here what he wants to do.
If you do play the Druid of the Claw, do you charge in and kill one of those 2/3s?
I think so, yeah.
Druid of the Charge.
Kolento does not.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, Kolento knows better than we do.
Well, do you innervate hero
there.
power and use your Harvest Golem to kill one of the...
I think he wants Black Knight value too.
Yeah.
I think I would save that. If I'm not going to use it that turn on Ancient of Lore, I think I want to save it for a little bit longer.
Oh, you know what
Or a
is
little bit
clever
better
about
spot.
this? If he charged and took out the 2/3, then he would. I think he wants to bait Hex out with this. That way he can use Black Knight to get some momentum on board. But I've learned a long time ago that Kolento's ways are not our ways. So I don't know if that's actually the case.
I think he's actually unhappy with what's just happened here. I think he was really hoping there wouldn't be a taunt. Because realistically, you just spent 6 mana against 3 mana, and that's, you know, you never want it to go down like that. So the charge would have been more effective this time, at least.
Is he waiting on the Shade to get a combo off, or to just get out of swipe range?
That is also a possibility. If it hits 5 health, he just might start attacking.
I mean, he's got 2 taunts, right? So the only way that Shade is going away at this point probably is swipe, which we know that Kolento doesn't have.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Like, he could go to face with it, but a swipe would hurt this turn. I think you do want to wait for 5/5, like you were saying.
Oh my.
He's got his own Shade. Shade off.
Yeah, but this one, I mean, FrozenIce's Shade got a head start.
Yep.
It's true, and it will continue to have that head start. So.
Yeah.
You gain up with a
But you know what they
Mark of
say,
the Wild?
slow and steady Shades win the race.
There's another Rock Biter weapon. Maybe we'll see Wind Fury.
I mean,
Could be.
It's just a lot of damage. I mean, what's fun is that you can slide in like the Flame Tongue Totem and then drop the Rock Biter, and then all of a sudden Wind Fury's like,
There's
oh,
a
I
lot
have
of
20
synergy.
damage.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. I don't know. We'll see. If he doesn't attack this turn with it, does that just mean that he has Wind Fury in there? Or
It's got to mean that that's his
I
win
don't
condition,
know.
right?
Right.
or maybe this is just like... maybe FrozenIce is so ahead of the curve that he says, you know what, it's not Harvest Golem,
Right,
and
I'm
it
just playing
surely
Shades.
is not Unbound Elemental. It is all about this guy right here.
Now, will the Innkeeper remind us about the mechanics of Shade? Yep.
Oh, yes.
There it is,
Thank
like
you.
clockwork.
Well, that's good to know. So he does attack after reading that, and you know what, this was actually great that he got the Healing Totem.
Oh, yeah.
That is a great
I
totem
wonder if that
right there.
changed his decision making there. I wonder if he would have attacked without that.
That's
an
a good
interesting
question.
Because I guess you could still hero power and Harvest Golem into that Shade now. But he takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, it definitely got a lot of value if that's how it goes down. And if he hero powers here, his turn is just unbelievably weak. He can only Shade with that.
Shade's good, though. I guess he's got Lightning Storm, so a Shade would die to that, too.
Yeah, he hasn't seen one yet, so... Alright, we'll use this to clean up these 2 taunts.
Is that, like, how much was Kolento relying on having that Force of Nature to end the game with a Savage Roar combo?
I wonder if he's playing 1 or 2 combos in here, because we've seen Kolento, even with decks that had ramp in them,
I think
playing 2.
it's 2 combos.
I think so. I think 2 is just like what you do nowadays.
You see Shaded Naxxramas and Harvest Golem, which
That's true,
implies
yeah.
that he has a faster deck than slower. So I think if you're playing a faster Druid deck, you benefit a lot more from running 2 combos, especially because the pressure that you can have with the stickiness of minions. 2 Savage Roars is almost crucial to your win condition.
Very good point.
Now, FrozenIce has an interesting choice here, Artosis.
Yeah.
He can go for his totem and build up his board presence. He also had the opportunity to play Haunted Creeper, and that sets up for Flame Tongue Totem.
Well, yeah, I think he goes straight to face there. This is not the totem he was looking for.
Why not kill the Harvest Golem there?
I think it's because then the Harvest Golem, along with the hero power, removes the totem as well as your Argus. So like your board position is going to be worse no matter what the next turn is what it could be here.
Sure. Yeah.
Whoa, he's back!
What?
Echoing Ooze.
That's exciting. Is this a power overwhelming? No, what's the
Defender of Argus.
what's the Druid card that has choose one, give +1/+1?
Oh yeah, the Power of the Wild.
Power of the Wild. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it probably is. We haven't seen Echoing Ooze in one of these decks for a while.
Is he playing?
Of
is he playing
course.
Mark of the Wild?
Oh,
Is that?
man. If Kolento rolls, if FrozenIce had a high roll on the Lightning Storm, that would have been.
It would be.
Yep. But at the same time, this is a good opportunity to play Fire Elemental as well.
It's got a lot of spell power there.
Yeah.
That's right. Lightning Storm does 4 or 5 damage apiece.
Yeah.
But if he rolls low, it's like, this wasn't very good. It just seems like the more solid play on average.
You could, after you play, you have no spells left. You could Flame Totem the 0/2 totem that's not doing any more good for you. Go into that leftover 5/5. Well, he's got the swipe now. I'm curious how he was planning on using this Echoing Ooze, or just looking for 2 1/2s.
Yeah, I think it's probably that. Like, I'd be surprised if he was playing Mark of Nature or something like that in this. That, like, Kolento does not strike me as a player that would put one of these
really
cards
next level.
Oh, yeah.
How much health do you even gain from Mark of Nature? +4? +4 attack.
Mark of,
I mean, he's
what's a +2/+2 taunt?
Mark of the Wild. But he, I mean, even just with the Roar, having 2 guys is great, right? The more guys you can have, I mean, presumably he's just trying to set up a board, start the turn with 3 or 4 guys, Savage Roar, and he doesn't even need Force of Nature.
Yeah,
he can
absolutely.
just get in there.
That's a great point. From here, Kolento still has a hard decision, though, because he's under some serious damage on the other side. That's 10 damage looking up.
Okay, I'm trying to think back to the cards that we've seen so far in Kolento's deck. Is this just... Do you remember, like, a few months ago when Strifecrow originally made a deck with Echoing Ooze, the Haunted Creeper, the Harvest Golems, double combo? Is this just exactly that? Did he suddenly decide, did Kolento say, oh, you know what, that deck from back then is good again. I'm going to use that at Blizzcon to win $100,000.
It very well could be, and the one card that keeps these 3 cards specifically good is Defender of Argus.
Yeah.
Like, Defender of Argus is to complement these 3 cards you see in their hand, plus Harvest Golem. In fact, he's got the entire club together.
Yeah, he does. But don't forget that taunted minions that are stealth can't. they don't really count as taunt.
There's the other Force of Nature. He did have 2.
Kolento's having a hard time of things right now.
And it hasn't been... Like, his turns have been ugly, to say the least.
He has not baited out any Lightning Storms yet, right? So he's probably afraid to play that Shade of Nexramas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, imagine if he just drops his hand and a Lightning Storm comes out.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
And that's exactly what he's doing. He's playing around Lightning Storm.
Yeah, it does keep that 1 card in hand.
Oh,
I just
it's
love
one of
that
the
part.
grossest sounds in Hearthstone.
If Kolento draws Savage Roar and any reasonable number of his minions survive, is this game over next turn?
It could
Oh,
be.
not with that Defender of Argus draw.
Oh boy. He
Defender
could
of
clear the
Argus.
whole board if he likes with this, and
I feel like that's a strong play.
yeah.
Oh, he gets light spell power, which doesn't really matter, but it's nice that he has a really strong option to boost his good spells.
Well, he only has Lightning Storm, and that was going to clear the whole board anyway, right? He'd probably rather have Healing Totem here.
Wow, this is a brutal turn right here.
Yeah. Oh. He's definitely playing around that Roar. That's the way that he's going to lose this game.
Well, now Kolento, I don't even know what you're supposed to draw here, right? Like, he still has an Ancient of Lore? Or did he use... No, he used both of them, didn't he?
He is playing 2 Echoing.
You really want to draw like 4 or 5 cards.
Yeah,
so
this is... I think this is just Strifecrow, the old Strifecrow Druid. Well, Strifecrow Druid version number 72 is what I'll call it.
The one he didn't bring.
Yeah, yeah.
Give it to Kolento. They're teammates, right?
They are.
teammates.
They didn't actually train together for this, though.
Right. They're in the same group, so it makes it really difficult to try and
Oh,
collaborate.
right. That's tough.
Or maybe Strifecrow did help him because he thinks his deck sucks.
What is the benefit of being someone's teammate?
Well, it's cool if it's Strifecrow or Kolento, that's for sure. But
Like, are you guys sharing decks?
Yeah, you guys practice
lot of them
together
do. A lot
and
of them
help
do.
refine each other's play and test for decks.
You don't think Kolento and Strifecrow hooked each other up?
we actually asked them and they
for
said
this
no.
tournament,
Oh, wow.
for this tournament, they really couldn't. They're in the same group.
Oh,
Yeah, if they were in
fascinating.
different groups, maybe it's different. But
I think Kolento's dead, by the way. He's got 2 Flame Tongue Totems, and that's 8 damage on top of 10.
Oh,
That's
that's
exactly
it.
lethal.
The ice.
wow.
Incredible game 1, FrozenIce.
Well done. And Kolento, once again, another fan favorite, starts off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, this is pretty rough right now. So he's going up against Shaman, and he has to choose. Well, he has to choose Priest.
Do you think he should not have chosen Druid as his first deck?
I think Druid is okay to start with, like against basically any line. I don't ever think of Druid really as a deck that.
Yeah, you
So-
rarely get that opportunity.
Yeah,
Oh, keeping Lightning Bolt here. Is that for Northshire Cleric? Is he worried about that?
I guess it has to be. And if he does happen to get
that's
like
a good
spell power,
reroll.
yeah,
Zombie Chow.
that's quite nice.
So it looks to be more of a control variant, and Kolento already has the most important 2 cards in his deck against Shaman, which is Akanai Soul Priest and the Circle of Healing. Together do a 4 damage AoE and clear the entire board.
It's pretty sick, really.
It's huge.
And we see that he does play a Holy Fire in here, so we've seen a lot of that recently in Priest decks, which is kind of interesting to note.
Not a good combo with Akanai Soul Priest.
No, not normally.
No. Unless you have Molten Giants in your deck.
Wow. Guys, I have an idea for a new Priest deck.
That's right.
Will you guys help me test it after this cast?
For you, Artosis, anything.
Thanks, buddy.
He doesn't have to actually do much here.
I'd love to see him Cabal Shadow Priest that Zombie Chow and then play the Akanai Soul Priest and turn that 5 healing into 5 damage into the other player.
Oh, wow. That would be sick.
That is pretty much what Priest does. Like, FrozenIce is going to load up the board as much as he can, and then Kolento will just sweep it out. And the problem is, Priest can recover health-wise as well. So even if you're doing damage and get your board cleared, usually, like against Handlock, for example, you can press the damage and be able to win with, like, Doomhammer Relic here. Because those are the burst finishers. But against Priest, they keep healing up. They laugh at you while you can't do anything.
All right, who do you want to be right now in this situation? Would you rather be sitting in Kolento's seat or FrozenIce's seat? FrozenIce being up 1 with this board in this game.
Okay, well, I would say that Kolento is definitely going to win this game and make it even. And then he has Warlock and Priest going up against Warrior and Rogue. And Rogue will just kill that, and then Kolento can counter with Handlock. I'd rather be Kolento right now. Bam. That's how it goes.
I'm gonna give the slight edge to FrozenIce because of the Rogue deck, but of course
He is very comfortable with Rogue.
yeah, he is a guy that's played exactly. Ben, you bring up a great point. FrozenIce has played Rogue a lot.
Rogue is a good deck. No doubt about that.
Ooh, he gets a spell power.
That's huge.
That makes that Lightning Bolt very good.
That's the one he kept from the only thing he kept in his opening hand.
That's right.
I'd be quite surprised if he didn't use it. Like just puts
Zap
it on
the
face. I'm
Dark
like, oh
Cultist.
my god.
Well, the other option here is to
Peels off his mask. It's Dennis.
You don't really want that.
Dennis is a Chinese player.
You don't really want that Zombie Chow around too much longer because you're starting to deal a lot of damage to your opponent, and you could have sent him into with the Flame Tongue Totem, sent him into the.
That is true.
3/4.
That is true.
And then you're not overloaded for next turn either.
Oh, that is a nice draw too, because now you don't have to. You can use the Pyromancer to start sweeping things. The Pyromancer, if you just play a spell, does 1 damage to every creature, and you silence the 1/2. You just start destroying everything.
Yeah, I mean, you can do this. The one thing I'm a little bit scared about, like, I guess you have to burn your coin and the silence so that you get rid of the Zombie Chow all the way, right?
Then how about this? You use Northshire Clerics and then start Circle of Healing to draw a lot. Do you feel like that's too wasteful?
Wow.
I mean, you can draw a lot of cards, yeah.
And wipe some board.
Do you think it's more important to draw a bunch of cards when he already has a hand like this against a semi-weak board of his opponent, even though it's quite big?
Right.
Or is it more important to keep the board sweep here, and so that he can just clear if things ever get out of control?
Well, because he would no longer have the Circle of Healing. He'd still have the Akanai Soul Priest.
But you're drawing so many cards. Yeah, I guess it is a really good point. Let's see what Kolento chooses to do. He's hovering over Pyromancer, which I think is the right card to use in this turn. But he does have a lot of spells available to him.
Yeah, the question is, do you go all out with Circle of Healing and Northshire Cleric, right?
Has to juice quickly.
Yeah. Doesn't want to rope here.
Oh,
he is going to go for it, I think.
Well, that is a lot of cards,
guys. It's time for some cards.
Well, he's gonna.
Oh,
he's gonna rope, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's just true, right?
Okay,
he just cast it all. There we go.
He's going to kill off his Northshire Cleric, but he's going to draw a lot of cards. In fact, we won't even see the end of this turn from his perspective. The draws just keep on coming.
Yeah. How many will he end up with here? Is he going to burn any cards?
He cleared the entire board and kept his Pyromancer.
Wow.
Healed himself up. Look at that hand. Holy crap. See, like I said, I'd rather be in Kolento's seat.
Me too.
And then Feral Spirits just gets destroyed by a Holy Nova the next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
FrozenIce says, is this my life
what
right
just
now?
happened?
You see that look on his face, Frodan? That's the look on your face because you wanted to be in his seat. This is this is really, really bad.
Gosh.
Oh my God! And you're right. The Holy Nova the next turn. Look at him. He's like, oh,
That
okay.
was amazing.
So right now, what he's really considering is, he's going up against Priest. Does he choose Warrior next or
You're
Rogue
already
next?
counting him out.
Yeah, I mean, look at this turn. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Well, he ended his last turn with 4 minions in play, and Kolento had nothing.
Yeah.
And it changed real fast.
And one of the
Yeah.
minions was even sticky. It's like, and Kolento drew like all these cards and just. Ugh.
Yeah, you're way down on cards now
Yeah, and
with your FrozenIce.
and usually
He knows it's not looking good for him.
Yeah, exactly. And you usually have to play more aggressive as a Shaman player so that cards like Alakir aren't just sitting there dead in your hand. You have to be pressuring as much as you can, but Priest is just going to kill us off.
Yeah,
Be in a
and
really good position.
looking at Kolento's hand here, it's like he's got enough to destroy anything. He's got scary minions. He's got Cabal Shadow Priest, which makes him every turn, sit here and ask. He's like playing Go Fish. Do you have any minions with 2 attack or less? No? Okay,
He
I'll
might
play
as
something
well.
else.
He's like, all right, well, I'll pair together my Holy Nova with your Feral Spirits, put this off into the discard pile.
I think FrozenIce is hoping that Kolento forgets that Holy Nova will deal 2 damage to his own guys next turn.
I think he's hoping the electricity goes out.
Oh, man. Lightning Bolt doesn't really do much.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Well, that's a reasonable totem roll at least.
Well, then. We have the Circle of Healing to pair with the Arcanine Soul Priest. I think it's a little wasteful to use it at the moment.
Yeah, you don't want to use that right now.
Could you just take the 0-2 totem and just go face?
You can.
Just you got a ton of cards.
You can just zap it too, though. This is a little bit better, I guess.
Sure.
Thing is, you do leave this. Oh, he's just gonna kill off. Okay, that's good.
It's fine. You have so much AoE already to back it up with 2 Holy Novas and a Wild Pyromancer that I don't think you're that concerned losing
Sure.
the Arcanine Soul Priest at the moment.
Yeah.
No Wind Fury yet from FrozenIce.
No, in
But he
fact,
did have Alakir.
I'm
so.
pretty convinced that he's just throwing in Shade of Naxxramas instead of Harvest Golems.
Oh,
Yeah. The Shade of Naxxramas is really, really good. It's such an interesting card to use. So I'm glad they use it.
Yeah, and the Shade with Wind Fury thing is also more of a gimmick than anything
Sure,
else.
sure.
But it would have been epic if you saw it. In fact, we saw Lowello use that in the EU qualifiers, right?
Yep.
Why did your eyes open so big? Because you realized it was like, oh yeah, he did use it.
All right, so if you're
is-
FrozenIce, what are you trying to do here? How do you even start to come back in this game?
Well, that's a very good question, and I think he's asking himself that right now because this is like.
Can you Feral Spirit, Lightning Storm, cobble together some kind of board presence?
This is why Sludge Belcher is so problematic.
Yeah.
Because anything that gets tossed out is challenged immediately by this 3/5 body, and even if you remove it, there's still that 1/2 slime that comes
Yeah.
up after it's death.
Oh. In fact, those are 2 of the hardest to deal with minions for a shaman overall.
Absolutely.
One clears out everything you play, and the other one is like impossible to kill. It's like
Would
the
you-
dream team over there.
Would you Lightning Bolt the 3/1? I guess not.
Huh.
I guess.
Maybe
but-
this was a bit greedy not to lightning bolt it, to be honest.
Well, not much dies to the hero power, at least on this board. The one
that's
does.
He does have this Holy Nova, though. Like, he could just zap one with hero power, run the Auchenai in, Holy Nova, so.
Yeah,
Oh, or this.
and
This is
oh,
actually way
wow.
better.
This is a really powerful move
That's
as well.
huge.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh man. What, you want to draw Hex here if you're the Shaman?
I think so.
Yeah.
But Hex isn't even like the big concern here
Oh, yeah.
because you're running again. Your board is just being completely destroyed every single turn.
Right, and there's no end in sight. There's
Yep.
mind control in Kolento's hand now. You don't
Mind
even want to play
control.
Alakir.
Half your hand gets destroyed by the Cabal Shadow Priest because it steals it.
This is definitely not looking good for FrozenIce.
Yep. I always imagine Priest for Shaman to be like when the the apprentice first goes under the sensei, and like just whatever the sensei does, just keeps like disarming him and putting his arm behind his back and twisting it and pushing him against the table. Because there's nothing that Shaman can do. Everything gets parried immediately.
I feel like it's a much younger brother versus a much older brother. Like, you get all your toys out, and then he just takes them from you, and you cry.
I only have sisters, so I wouldn't know.
Older sisters?
Yeah.
Did they take your toys?
Yes, she did.
Same thing.
Still relevant.
Still relevant.
Okay, well, Lothep does disrupt the turn a little bit, considering how many spells are in the priest hand, but I think the overall game plan is now priest can start pushing back against Shaman.
Is there some mistake that FrozenIce is hoping Kolento makes here? I mean, could he overextend somehow, and then FrozenIce is like, oh, you let me back in this game? Is there something that...
Yeah, I think so. Like, for instance, if he gets some sort of board there where Alakir plus, Flame Tongue Totem cleans up real quick, that could start to swing it back into his favor.
Even with Mind Control in Kolento's hand here?
I mean, it's a long shot, but you don't just leave the game when you're at 24 health with a bunch of cards in your hand, right? It doesn't matter what deck you're playing.
Yeah, it's dangerous to be convinced that you're the person that can be really aggressive when the reality is you're always going to just be controlled to the point where your opponent runs out of threats. So if Kolento mistakenly just says, I'm going to be the really aggressive player and I'm going to keep attacking, there's an opportunity for FrozenIce to go for a board sweep, utilize things like Alec here, but the problem is, like you said, there's so many ways and more for Kolento to destroy his opponent because he has Thought Steal. And what if he takes just some of the best cards?
Oh, man.
If you're FrozenIce and you put together this Shaman deck, is there cards that you should have added to be better in situations like this where your opponent's just kind of one-upping every guy you put on the table?
Well,
should he be playing Deathwing?
Yes.
The answer to the question is always yes.
The answer to that question, that's well said, Frodan. Well said. Yes, Deathwing should always be in every deck. The thing is, I think that the Priest cards are just naturally so good against the Shaman cards that, like, I guess what you could do is do things like not play Feral Spirit and, like, not play any Harvest Golems or Unbounds, which I don't think he even is, really, but... Ouch.
Well, he rolls high, but it is the consequence is about the same.
Oh, wow. He lightning bolts that 3/1 minion and gives 3 health to the other guy.
Oof. That injured Blade Master.
Oh, Mind Control. Is it coming?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Yeah, he does have opportunity for a clear with Wild Pyromancer.
I think he won't use Mind Control this game because he doesn't want FrozenIce to know it's in there. It's a card that you don't always see in every Priest Control deck, so to hide it is probably smart because he's definitely going to win this game with or without it.
Cabal Shadow Breeze is also a strong pick too, like to just take away your opponent's board. Again, you're just gaining card advantage and stealing every single card away from your opponent.
Got 4 more cards than his opponent and 2 more minions in the battlefield. That's a lot.
It is. He is dealing with things for now, though. See, he starts to rebuild his board here once again. Clears everything out except for that spider, really.
Yeah, that's the one thing that Kolento is not doing is putting really any pressure.
Oh, man. Well, he doesn't really have to do too much pressure.
You're just going to let his opponent fatigue out.
I suppose you could. I mean, Shaman can't even heal, so you'd be winning in that department too.
The one game that we actually saw at a really high level where Shaman did beat Control Priest was when Cupcake.
Oh, I remember.
Actually, he decided on like turn 10 or so to bring the Priest to Fatigue and win that way.
Yeah.
So it was like it was actually kind of brilliant. It was a beautiful game.
Well, what happened was the Shaman would just pass, and the Priest would just pass, and then rinse and repeat until neither of them have any cards in the deck.
And eventually he just hit with Doomhammer and
Rockbiter
just
and barely won.
Like, barely won through Fatigue. It was awesome though. He had it planned. Like it was cool.
Do you think that strategy could have worked in this game?
Oh, man.
I have no idea about that, man.
Kolento has 2 Flame Tongue Totems. This frog is about to get revenge. You made me into this!
Wow. What a board.
Oh, boy. Well, FrozenIce That's got to be discouraging.
Gotta do
Who's really the shaman player here?
I want that board.
Oh, man. Now, the question is, do you Black Knight this? Do you mind control it?
You mind control? Wait, does it? Where does
Yes.
it go positionally? Does it go to the
He's going to
next-
kill both the totems.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah, absolutely.
It goes to the right side.
Yeah.
That'd be really epic, though.
There's just so many ways to deal with this.
Thank you.
Huh? Kolento was like, yeah, that was well played.
Oh, I'm sad we didn't see mind control there.
Yeah, but I agree completely with what Artosis said. You don't want to reveal unnecessary information. Although, Black Knight is somewhat misleading, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't he steal that Black Knight?
Oh,
Oh, did he?
yes, he did.
So you might think like, wait, he's playing Black Knight? Wait, I'm
Yeah.
playing Black Knight in deck.
It's like, oh my god, these are the same card.
Wait a second. So there's 6 damage on the opposite side, 5 from the Holy Fire. Still a little bit short.
Man, this shaman is just so dying so slowly. Oh, he's mind controlling
okay.
the 4/4.
Okay, well, he does end up showing it.
All right. Sometimes
Does it make a difference? No.
Sometimes it does end up playing a factor to mess with opponent's heads. Like I have mind control, but I don't have it drawn.
Yeah, that's
Are you
true.
gonna play around it?
That's true. Because mind control can be very hard to play in the late game, even if it's a strong play. It's,
Yes.
you know, it uses your entire turn's mana.
Is there something to be said for if you know that this game is going down as a loss for you to just concede, get to the next game, and not let this kind of long, drawn-out, just feeling of losing all the time affect your next game?
I think I would stay just to try to see more cards in the deck.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, you're going to play against this deck
yeah.
next, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you bring up a great point, but with this,
Oh!
Kolento's gonna even up
Tied
the
up.
series.
All right. Very well done there by Kolento. That is one of the most brutal matchups in the game, though, I
Yeah,
have to say.
absolutely.
That's not really indicative of, you know, Kolento being a lot better player or something than FrozenIce. But now he gets to choose. Does he take the kind of close match?
You think FrozenIce overextended that game a little bit?
I think that's such a hard matchup. It's hard to say.
Yeah,
Like,
you have
it-
to overextend and get a little lucky in that matchup to win.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to go for it.
You just have to believe.
Sometimes you just got to put Ironbeak Owl in your Miracle Rogue deck.
It's an extra win
Is this
against
this
Tom.
card's everywhere.
Yes, it is.
I thought
It's-
Blizzard
yeah,
says
yeah,
cards
crap.
in every deck are like something you have to address. Are we nerfing Ironbeak Owl soon?
Maybe.
Yeah, we wouldn't want people to be able to silence all these death rattle minions. That would be terrible.
That's anti-fun.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Oh man,
You
Well,
should
it's
have to
that
go
same-
through 2
it's that
Sludge
same
Belchers every
opening
game.
For Kolento, he's got almost all the same cards as he had for that big turn last game.
Oh, he can actually go right into a very quick Blade Master
Turn
with a
2,
lot of health.
full health Blade Master.
Oh.
He's got the same hand he had last game. That hand that just... It's not as good against the Miracle Rogue who doesn't have a bunch of guys to
Okay.
kill.
So,
Definitely this.
Yeah, you
this
wanna
is
draw?
fantastic.
oh man,
Oh my god.
the draws possibility.
Yeah.
Do you think he didn't go 4/7 Blade Master that early because of Sap?
I think he didn't do it because he wants to draw an extra card,
Hmm.
but
Because you want to keep a lot of pressure on Miracle Rogue,
Wow.
right? Isn't that one
Yeah.
of the things that you're most concerned about?
yeah, it certainly is.
Oh,
Maybe it was a little bit greedy. It's hard to say.
So, is the Ironbeak Owl a third sap?
Yeah, it feels like it. Gets by. But that would imply that he's playing with some kind of
To get rid of the Sludge Belchers?
Leroy Miracle or
I like that.
That's
Deckhand.
kind of neat.
You bring up a really good point. You know what's slightly amusing about the attack is that a Circle of Healing play with the second Northshire Cleric still ends up drawing cards anyways.
He still draws the same amount of cards, I guess.
Well, he just doesn't get double cards.
Yeah.
Right away.
Okay, well, now over to FrozenIce. Feels like he's going to sap that injured Blade Master for sure, but how does he follow that up?
That's good value because he can't Circle of Healing
Ooh,
again.
he has his board clear now. He has his Viscerate.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well done there. And he does have that Gadgetzon in hand. Not a lot of spells to really get him going, though, but he has time. He can buy a lot of time between Lotheb and this Earth Ring Farseer.
That's what you want as the priest player, right? To drain all the resources from the Miracle Rogue.
Yeah, and he's done a great job of it so far.
Now, Miracle Rogue eventually is going to draw an incredible amount of damage and kill you. How does the Priest stop that? Because they're kind of a slow deck also.
Ask them nicely.
I think you gotta pressure nonstop. Like, he needs to be playing minions every single turn, and like Frodan was just saying, you know, draw anything out of his hand that you possibly can. Like, for instance, circling up the Blade Master is great because it's hard for a rogue to actually deal with a high health minion other than to sap it.
Right.
So a play like that's quite nice.
Yeah, Injured Blade Master here is the greedier play. The safer play is to go for Dark Cultist so he can't easily remove it. But I think you want to take that chance because the payoff is much higher. Especially considering that he's coming up on a turn where Azure Drake is also a possibility. So I think playing the Injured Blade Master there was the correct play.
Well, does go to face a little bit here. Of course, it can be killed off.
Yep, and then do you want to use that Eviscerate on that 3/4? Do you have to
well,
with the 3/3?
yeah, it seems good. And he keeps a lot of minions on board here, actually. Very, very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't play around Shadow or Death, but it's on the off chance that he doesn't have it, then all of a sudden you're putting pressure right back.
So next turn, what is he going to do? Gadget Auctioneer, backstab his own guy, try and draw some cards? He's running low on spells.
He's going to have to do something pretty quickly here.
Well, if Kolento plays any of his minions, whether Dark Cultist or something else, he can just backstab
Well, that is the thing, right? Like, you have to keep putting minions out here. If you don't, you can't give the rogue one free turn without minions to deal with.
FrozenIce can, like, exactly, his Violet Teacher, he can hit a dead stop on these spells.
This is the 4th variety of Miracle Rogue we've seen today, I think.
Miracles come in all shapes and sizes, Ben Brody.
They're all special.
Well, this is actually a really interesting one. Ironbeak Owl, Violet Teacher, and we even saw that he had Cold Blood.
Yeah, so the Cold Bloods usually...
In the opening hand?
Yeah, it was in the opening hand. The Cold Bloods are for the tokens to be able to get some really good value and trade and do damage. This also heavily implies he plays 2 Conceals of some sort.
Okay, we'll see if he draws into those. You know, still sitting here with this Gadgets on and not really the spells he needs.
Oh, he's got finally some draw power here.
But does it stop? Does it just stop after 1 draw?
I guess. I mean, why not play the Gadget Auctioneer here?
Doesn't he deserve to draw a prep, though?
Oh, there's a little damage.
That's where losing that token is rather painful.
Yeah, yeah. He could have killed this off if he had still had that token, but you know, if there's one thing Priest does well, it's steal your tokens.
That's right, and because this is so this is so board oriented, this is one of the better Miracle decks that Priest is built against. You see all the ways you can deal with the small tokens with Holy Nova and Wild Pyromancer, and 3 attack minions are easy to deal with. You have Shadow Madness, Shadow Word Pain, lots of ways to disrupt that.
So this deck is a little unorthodox of a Miracle deck. What's the plan? How do you win?
Well, Nibsh, you have to just... Like, this deck also has a finite amount of power as well. They try to use minions as their quote-unquote burst, even though it's not really the case. They use Cold Bloods to have explosive damage and conceal, but if you just simply sweep every turn, like, just look, what can Miracle do after this?
Simply kill all of their minions every turn.
He's having quite a hard time of it. And in fact, does steal a Violet Teacher. Not sure exactly how useful that's going to end up being, but...
His Gadget Sand. Oh! Wow. Well, I guess you just have to do this now. Draw a card.
All right, what is the
All right.
Ooh.
Do we do it?
Oh,
I don't know.
Just do it. You got to draw. You can't just...
Oh!
That's it right there, man.
This is living on the edge. Wait for one more card. Okay. You know, he got through both of them. That's important.
Look at that. That's 4 4-attack minions right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got some stuff to work with.
Although, if he plays them all, Holy Nova doubled can wipe them all.
Yeah, that's actually quite amusing. It just completely kills the board.
But I think we're going to see Holy Nova SI7 this turn, so... Or not. Really? He's going to leave that out?
SI plus...
SI plus the hero power. Is
Oh,
the same
of course.
thing,
He
too.
had enough mana for that. Never mind.
Yeah, and then you keep. Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Feeling cocky.
Hey, man.
Ukrainians are so cheeky.
Normally this is a really hard matchup, but as you said, against this variety, Priest's going to do a little bit better. And Kolento certainly is doing a little bit better here.
So you can kill off the Soul Priest, which interestingly enough opens you up to get that double Holy Nova.
Oh, yeah.
You're taking a considerable amount of damage too.
Oh, they're both going back and forth. These guys are sitting right across from each other. They could literally say the word sorry.
Well, you know, he just used his Arcanized Soul Priest, so the Circle of Healing combination is not available. That's unfortunate.
Well, would you double Holy Nova here?
Actually gets him to 10 health. His opponent.
His opponent only has 2 cards in hand. He's already used a Gaijizan. You can't really put him on a single Gaijizan in hand.
And FrozenIce has no way to kill the SI7 agent if he doesn't. Oh, did he play Deadly Poison on that?
Yeah, that has
okay.
Deadly Poison.
And he
but
also
that's
used
another
Blade
3.
Fury.
That's another 3 damage. So that's like, that would bring him down to 7.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think I'd be mad if Kolento just played his Sylvanas and his Violet Teacher just to fill up the board and counter pressure.
Sure.
Or just Sylvanas is also appropriate too.
He is going a little aggressive there by not trading with the 3/3.
Could be afraid of double Blade Fury or something.
Or Fan of Knives. I think he's just hedging his bets.
Yeah.
Well, there's Cold Blood. He could try and get another draw chain with the Gadgetron Auctioneer at this
Oh,
point.
man.
I wonder if Azure Drake might be even slightly better because you might be able to pick up some spell power to be juicy.
But if you're going to be juicy, it's going to be on Sylvanas, right? And then you're going to lose your Drake.
Yeah.
How juicy is that?
Is he just going to walk into a huge double Holy Nova play next turn? Is that what's going to happen here?
I think that, I mean, you could use your Cold Blood to clear this board out and then use the Azure to draw and just kind of see what you get, but you're like really dying to get a spell here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're right about that. Is he still looking for Fan of Knives? He gets it.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of spell power.
He can still clear the board here.
Yeah, at the cost of
Well, I guess he doesn't
his
end up
minions. If he
clearing
gets
the
sap
board.
on the Sylvanas, that would have been pretty big too.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, go to face.
Do you ignore Sylvanas?
Yeah.
Oh, this is huge.
It's
Double
not gonna
Holy
work
Nova
out very
this
well.
turn is
That's pretty big.
wacky. Oh, man.
That's pretty scary stuff.
And then you're down to 5.
You are going to be down to 5
And
health.
you have lethal next turn.
And Holy Fire, any like 5 damage bursts.
Yeah.
And FrozenIce has no way to kill Sylvanas in his hand. He has to pray for
The
a
sap.
miracle.
Well, I mean, he's got gadgets on, so the miracle is there. The miracle is
Oh,
real.
that's huge.
Well, this is a potential last turn for FrozenIce. Unless he can respond to this Sylvanas, he can't do
That's
anything.
another spell. It's another card you can try and draw.
Yep.
What does he want to draw here?
Sap.
Sap.
It's sap or bust.
Okay.
That's another card.
This is a start to sap.
There it is.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
All right.
It doesn't. It buys
But
him some time.
here's another thing. He might actually run out of cards as a very legitimate
Yeah, he's
concern,
getting
and then he
low.
start taking fatigue damage. And Kolento does have Holy Fire in his deck, so the closer Kolento gets to that, the closer he wins.
So he draws. That's not it.
You can also silence the Gadget and Auctioneer as well.
What
I
else
think
do you
that
want
he
to
will.
silence?
Yeah, there's nothing else you want to silence here.
Unless you want to save a spell for Wild Pyromancer
Yeah.
to clear Violet Teachers. You have a Circle of Healing, so
I think you load up the board here and silence away.
Yeah, so he used his second sap. He used one early on your Injured Blade Master. That was 4/7. And now you can play your Violet Teacher, your Sylvanas, silence your opponent's Gadgetzan, and put on your Sunglass and say deal with it.
yeah, the priest still has tons of health.
Yeah, it's going to take quite a while to kill him off, and just by dropping those minions, especially since one of them would be Sylvanas, that's like, how do you actually deal with that? You've used both of your saps, you used your owl, so if you end up killing Sylvanas, you have to sacrifice your Gadgetzan as part of the deal.
Yeah.
And even though he does give the best deals anywhere, I mean, this one is...
Well, you know, Kolento is taking some time to think about it.
What's he worried about here?
He's just trying to make sure that he wins this.
Yeah, Kolento is a safe player, so he might even heal himself if he feels obligated to. But I think silence on the Gouge stand is more appropriate. Absolutely.
All right, well, 2 draws now for his opponent here.
Okay, SI7 agent is a minion, but he needs to clear while being able to give his opponent a 1/1. Like, that's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he have a Blade Flurry number 2?
How do you get rid of that?
I strongly doubt a Blade Fury number 2 on this deck.
How do you get rid of the Sylvanas without giving him
Yeah, so take the 1/1.
lethal? Yeah.
No, you're right.
In fact, use the Cold Blood. Or no, you can't. Oh, God, this is... Well, no, I mean, I guess you can hit with your weapon on one of these. So, if he casts Cold Blood on the Violet Teacher, he gets another 1/1, and then he can run the 4/4 in.
Oh, man.
And then he just sits there and he's like, well, 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
You might as well toss down Thanos, I suppose. It's the same
you're
thing.
Right, you're right.
And, you know,
Throw
that
down.
draw gets you closer to the fatigue, in fact.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah.
Is that what we're digging through the deck for right now?
Kolento
So it's more
might just
honorable
kill.
if I kill myself.
Oh, this could be it. If he gets that Violet Teacher, that is lethal.
All right.
The big moment. Oh! That's going to do it. Game 3 goes to Kolento.
Wow. That is a big win to take down a Miracle Rogue deck with a Priest deck. Doesn't happen every day.
Oh, man.
But Kolento played it well, and FrozenIce just wasn't able to pull it out.
So FrozenIce is now down to his Warrior deck, which can do very well against Priest, but let's quickly recap that game and just talk about how Priest was able to fight back against Miracle Rogue. Just remember that early pressure, 2 Northshire Clerics, and the injured Blade Master. I don't know what to say about that, but I know that, when you're running cards like Ysera, I feel like you definitely have a chance against Priest.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, let's see what the Thought Steals look like, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, this is a slow game, right? This is going to go... I mean, we're going to see fatigue here from both players.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
It could get to that point. In fact, there's games on Amaz's YouTube, if you want to go ahead and check it out, where he's actually healing his opponent's minions so that way they can draw more cards. Like, if it gets to the point where there's acolytes on the field, Priest heals it and attacks it and heals it and attacks it and drains their opponent's fatigue faster.
As long as he's not doing it with the Northshire Cleric, because then it's the same thing.
Oh,
Sure.
my friends. Ragnaros.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Well, we'll see if that gets mind
I don't...
controlled.
That's true. But we may not be going to fatigue after all here.
Ragnaros could be a big decider for how this game ends up being. Because there's going to come a point where...
Taunting has begun.
I like how these two are actually showing some
disrespect.
Yeah, some disrespect.
Yeah, there's we're not beating around the bush.
I'm a big fan of disrespect, guys.
That's right. Oh!
Wow.
Denied.
Wow, man.
That is the best response possible for an Acolyte of Pain.
Yeah.
You stop the draw from the Warrior, and he was anticipating that he would be able to use that Acolyte for his draw engine, but now he can't.
Yeah. Well, that was really well done. Now he has some mana inefficient turns and everything. So.
I was going to ask if he should have attacked into that Acolyte first so he could damage his Northshire, but of course then it would draw a card for support.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, if it's the late stages of the game, I mean, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You want to fatigue him. So now you're in the uncomfortable position where your Death Spite is just a little too early or too late. You want to try and get on the second charge.
2 5 health minions there. That's...
Yep.
Well, I guess next turn he attacks the other guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, unless the priest can't heal.
Yeah,
he's got
he can't heal.
the Aconite Soul Priest.
He can try to heal. He's going to be sorely disappointed, though.
We've all made that mistake, Artosis. Right?
Even the Sludge
Am I the only person that's ever mistakenly
no one has
healed something when Hawkeye Soul
forgotten
Priest
that that's
on the
out there. And you're also the only one that ever tried to coin out a mountain giant.
Yeah.
Well, a Sludge Belcher is quite nice here, but he can still clear stuff pretty easily with that Death Spite. He even can use the Execute. to deny some of that card draw.
That's true. In fact, that seems to be his best course of action, and he's stabilized a lot. This Northshire not drawing has equalized the fact that the Acolyte of Pain died for no cards as well.
Yeah.
So this is a good spot, in my opinion, for the Warrior.
Well, you say the Acolyte of Pain is gone, but FrozenIce keeps thanking him when he's being attacked, so I'm not really completely convinced.
Well, this leaves the Northshire Clerk damaged.
I think this is a fine execute target. Like, you can't let him draw these extra cards, right? Because if you look at this hand size of both these players, yeah, we have a lot of damage already done to the Warrior, considering it's Priest versus Warrior, but he has a much better hand, or bigger hand right now.
All right, time for the X Factor.
Let's do it.
Hey, Sarah?
What is it? Acolyte, Shield Block. Hey, Shield Block isn't bad.
Yeah, but it's not good either.
Well, it's going to be when he grabs the Shield Slams with the next Thought Seal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what? It is another card for Pyromancer to get synergy off of. But the Acolyte, the Thought Steal was essentially an Arcane Intellect because it just drew him 2 cards.
One of them is Acolyte of Pain, which could be great, or it could be really terrible if this game does go to Fatigue.
You're right.
Well, looks like he will just use a charge on it, so yeah, that's fine.
I mean, this game could end very well before Fatigue. Warrior especially can be the one taking initiative with Alex Straza.
Yeah.
The 9 that
Ragnaros.
set 15 in health. Exactly. Ragnaros,
He's hiding.
Gromach. Heavy hitting legendary cards.
Guys, I'm going to guess that this is going to go to Fatigue, by the way. I don't want you guys to get too excited about it. You know, being fast and furious and lots of action.
I think it might end before Fatigue.
In whose favor? If it ends before Fatigue, who is the likely winner here?
Because just before Fatigue, that's a weak guess. That's like... You're like, I don't think we'll see every card in their deck. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's normally the way, so...
Warriors usually very good at cycling through their deck with Acolytes and all the whirlwind effects they have to do that 1 damage to their own creature.
Well, he's out of Acolytes now, right?
Well, no, he
has
lost one.
Yeah.
And then Priest also lost their main card draw engine as well, so they're about even in Fatigue so far.
But if it were to end before Fatigue, who wins this?
I would usually say the Warrior.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see, though. There's, like, so many answers in this hand right now.
So the Priest just wants this game to go as long as possible. You think the Priest needs to be a little bit more controlling this game? Or do they need to finish it first?
I think as Priest, like, the only thing that you're really super afraid of as Priest in this matchup, in my opinion, is... well, first off, if your opponent gets like a ridiculous amount of armor and you go to Fatigue, you're going to lose. But Gromach can be very scary. The Alex Straza into Gromach combo is going to either kill you outright or put you low enough that Fatigue will kill you before your armored opponent.
Yeah, because even if you have heals, like you have Holy Fire, which is to restore 5 health, deal 5 damage, the Alex Straza sets you at 15, and Warrior usually has some board presence as well. And then you can continue to threaten to kill with that 12-point damage.
Do you save Mind Control for an Enraged Gromach? That's a pretty good target.
That is a good target. I would love to see it like a rat
if you can live,
Gromach grabbed.
If you can live past that point, absolutely. But
oh, hey, next turn, Warrior has 8 mana, you guys.
Oh my.
Is it Ragnaros time?
It could be.
If you don't want to wait too long, he's going to get Mind Control.
You might. It depends on if you feel like you want to bait out Shadow Word Deaths as well, right? With Sylvanas and Ragnaros. Either way, Kolento is pretty well set in the late game with some really powerful cards.
Yeah, certainly he is.
Why didn't he kill the slime with the axe, considering he has Deathbite in his hand?
I think he doesn't value this 2/2 at all.
I see.
And he is, like, once he does his battle cry, like, you almost forget he's there.
You must consider.
The Cruel Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Doesn't represent a large threat.
No. Well, he cycles through with his the stolen shield block.
I like that.
Yeah.
I actually like that play that we just saw there with the Holy Nova, because the fact that he didn't hit with the axe means he probably wants to hit with the 2/2, so he's saying, no, hit me with the axe.
So these guys are just being petty at this point.
Ragnaros
They're
time?
being petty.
Do you want to bet that Shadow Word Death?
Huh, yeah. You're going to have to do it with either that or the Sylvanas,
He's got
right?
so
Like,
many
which
weapons.
The problem is, Sylvanas has multiple ways to be dealt with, and It can even be silenced. So Ragnaros might be a slightly better option to toss out there.
I don't mind him cycling through a bit more. Maybe wait till Rag has a better target, because just peeling some life off of Priest doesn't do a lot.
Sure,
but
sure.
if you wait till there's like 1 or 2 good minions out there, maybe the Rag actually gets you some sick value before it's taken away.
Yeah, that's a true story. But now Kolento doesn't have a desirable option. Like, Sylvanas on this type of board
No,
is not very powerful,
Yeah.
not at all.
but that's the strongest play he has at his disposal.
Yeah. I mean, it can steal the slime at least, right? I'm a little bit, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's really all he has.
Oh, he could steal Sylvanas.
Oh, yeah, by Shadow Word
Wow.
Deathing his own minion.
Well, no, I'm thinking
or-
both players can do that, but FrozenIce can specifically shield slam his own Sylvanas.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
That's a good play.
That's a big turnaround.
Do
So-
you actually want to do that here, though? Because
Right.
you can just trade an axe hit to get rid of Sylvanas and then use this later on a different minion.
Do you mind control Sylvanas back if how that goes down?
Wow. Oh, God, that's reminding me of Hearthstone a year ago.
Yeah.
Just minions going back and forth every turn.
With 8 cost mind controls and 5 cost Sylvanases.
Give me back my Ysera. Like,
Well, if he does end up using Shield Slam and Sylvanas, that's 2 premium forms of removal in a sense. Because,
yeah.
like, Sylvanas does discourage whatever the opponent is building on the board.
But you still have Sylvanas. You get to take his Sylvanas.
Right.
That's true, yeah.
If his opponent kills Sylvanas,
Yeah, it is an empty board, so the Sylvanas is
Right.
just a 5/5 until something comes
so
out.
he's going to keep Sylvanas instead and Shield Slam and says, you know what, just go with the 1-2. Not a big deal.
Yeah, and he can just take out that 1/2 later, but this does down his armor quite a bit, which is going to make the shield slam a little bit weaker, possibly.
I like it. FrozenIce is playing very conservative. He's playing well. Well, Kolento doesn't have the most exciting of plays.
His deck has got a lot of cards that are very responsive, and FrozenIce is not giving him a lot of good targets.
Ooh.
Where's
Well-
that second Acolyte?
That's one target for Cabal Shadow Priest.
Yeah, they're not really close to low on decks yet, so nobody's really that worried about fatigue.
Yeah.
It's like,
Sometimes you do have to plan ahead, though. If you look at, like, here is the warrior. Is there any chance that he's thinking, there's no way I'm killing this guy? Like, he has too many cards in hand. He has obviously a lot of responses because every turn he does is so weak. So
Right.
could there be a way where you're like, you know what, I actually want for you to, like, for instance, steal this guy and draw your deck?
yeah, how do you lose if you just keep passing the turn and armoring up? I mean, the priest will eventually have to play some of those cards.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I guess injured blade masters are a threat potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, FrozenIce is deadly afraid of a mind control because then he loses his own armor. How does he pop his opponent's Ragnaros and kill it off if that's the case? He won't be able to guarantee get the Sylvanas steal. He's thinking about Shield Slamming this 3-2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
I think that's a trade Kolento's willing to take, sure.
Another card that just is not good.
So, Pyromancer number 2.
Yeah. That soaked up a shield slam last time. Maybe he'll soak up that execute.
It's interesting that FrozenIce also chose not to play his Deathspite weapon
Yeah, sure.
because he knew he couldn't attack with it. I think he's even playing around the possibility of Harrison Jones.
yeah, it could be.
He's got a lot of cards. he
Yeah,
does
those
not
are
want
some
to get
finishers
stolen.
there. Seriously.
Man, FrozenIce is making
And
sure
you
to...
can't just play Sylvanas because, like, that... Well, I guess you could because it will get a Shadow or Death out of their hand instantly if they have one.
Thought Steel can pill some good cards.
Oh, those are not good cards.
Uh-oh.
Those
He
are
better get
not
a
what you
target
wanna see.
immediately. And that's why you save that for later on, like I said, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Thought Steel in a match where it might go to fatigue, Thought Steel represents more.
Cool Taskmaster on an empty board.
Look at that strong turn 14 play.
He gained the tempo on that one.
Yeah, I'm really impressed.
Oh,
Do you
is he
go to
worried?
face with your weapon?
Is he worried about playing shield block and actually ending up in negative amount of health back from it because of fatigue? I mean, at some
That would
point.
take a lot of turns for that to
I
kick
know,
in, huh?
I know. But we might get there.
Now,
He's not playing any of his cards. Neither of them are.
Yeah.
It's a game of chicken at this point, where you just are trying to see what cards you can draw to bait out better removal.
Guys, is this going to get shield slammed?
Certainly.
Wow, that's
should.
pretty funny. Oh, Harrison Jones is in the Warrior deck.
That
That would have been cool if Kolento stole that.
That could bait out a Shadow Word Death.
Yeah, that's true. That's a reasonable minion to put out there. Because it's not like, how else are you going to deal with it, really?
Right.
He doesn't have a board at all right now. I actually would have liked that a lot. I think that would be a really good play.
Well, I mean, Kolento can now shield slam and then steal
You
something
know
with
what?
Cabal
This
Shadow
is.
Priest.
Are you going to get a better? Oh wait, no, you would get a better of that. Never mind. I was going to say your Shadow Madness could be useful here, but
right.
you can steal and shield slam, and at
You're
least
right.
then the shield slam does something because you don't know when this 2 armor is going away. You have no control over this 2 armor.
I mean, Shadow Madness feels so tempting, but there are Sludge Belchers in the deck.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah,
how can you
yeah.
turn this down? It's almost as good as it gets.
It's pretty good. He's
I mean, you could Cabal Shadow Priest, take the 2/2, and then Shield Slam the 3/1, or
You could.
and then it gives you at least a board. Your opponent's been doing nothing for turn after turn. It just makes them
Right.
start having to do something, and then that gives you tools to start using your cards that are very responsive to start punishing them for doing stuff.
But then what Cabal Shadow Priest does do is if you save her, she can steal Armor Smith. And then you have Shield Slam to start doing some removal
Frodan,
plays.
yeah.
Oh man, instead of a 2 attack guy, you can kill like a 3 or 4 health guy. That's
Yeah. Absolutely.
pretty good.
I think based off that logic, he might go for it, but Cabal Shadow Priest also is really
just-
appetizing.
not going to decide. Okay, does decide to do this. I mean that is a tempting move right there.
You're another card that is not a card you can play when your opponent does nothing.
That's true.
But having both is still pretty nice. I think FrozenIce also really wants his first legendary out to be Alex Straza.
Execute is good against
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Untitled Master.
I think the Harrison would be fantastic here.
Oh, he moused over Ragnaros, you guys.
Execute Harrison, armor up. I would very much like to see that. Because like you know he has 2 Shadow Word Deaths. You guys are going to the end. You got to get him used, and that's going to be a better target than Sylvanas and
Yeah,
Ragnaros.
If you can soak a Shadow Word Death with the Harrison, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah. And it will too, I think. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see anything else that's going to do this.
Wow, what a great play again from FrozenIce. Playing very conservative around Kolento's cards.
Back up to 28 health, by the way.
All right, this might go to fatigue.
I accept your apology, Frodan.
Does that mean Kolento's going to win this game, do you think? At fatigue? Or does he wait until it gets low enough and then Gormash finishes the game off?
Yeah,
That's-
I feel
that's
like
the way
that
to do
might
it
be
right there.
The thought steals have not been impactful at all. Kolento's still not dropping this Cabal Shadow Priest. He just wants
He
it to
wants
get
the value.
maxed.
Oh, there's
There it
Alex
is, yeah.
Straza. There's that first guy you want to see down.
Oh boy. Okay.
I guess you Shadow Word Death it? And
Heal up. God, that is so bad.
Did he use both of his Akanai Soul Priests?
I believe he only used one.
yeah, I don't think he used both.
Okay. So he does have some ways to kill off bigger creatures with 2 Circle of Healings.
He's got that.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got to protect that 2 armor. or he
That's
can't
about
get
all
Shield
that's
Slam
going to
off
do
here.
for him,
Right.
too.
But I mean, what you care about at this point is making sure to line up threats with your removal.
You almost have to look at all the cards in your hand and give them specific targets. You know the cards that are in your opponent's deck for the
Yeah.
most part.
What are you saving mind control for at this point? Ysera?
Ysera.
Yes,
But
oh, if he has
if
Ysera.
he
Right,
pegs his
Ragnaros?
opponent on Ysera.
Yeah, that's a hard one to peg someone on, I think. Not everyone uses it.
Ooh. Brawl. I love Brawl.
I mean, Brawl.
do you go Sludge
Should he
Belcher
just-
Brawl?
No, you go Owl Brawl,
Yeah.
and then
he
kill
just
off your
gets
owl.
back. He gets back a Silence Cleric. And we've fulfilled all of the things that are supposed to happen with Owl and Brawl. Brawl gets played immediately. Owl dies immediately.
Oh man. Okay, let's see what Kolento has available. There's 2 Cabal
Other
Shadow Priests.
Shadow Priest. Wow. What are the targets for that now?
Just
Owl?
Armor Smiths and Owls.
Is he playing? I mean, Smith.
Well, also the slimes that come out.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Let me change
Well,
your
nothing.
Nothing
He's
at all.
finally given up.
There's not much else choice.
Well, he could have played that a lot earlier, and I don't know.
Yeah,
That probably wouldn't
yeah.
help that much, I guess. But it could have put a little.
I'm not
pressure
sure
on.
what it would.
Oh,
Oh, that's
interesting.
exciting. Golden Hogger. When's the last time you saw a Golden Hogger?
This is the first time I've seen a golden hog.
Yeah.
Wow. I think we're all collectively astonished by this selection. Now, FrozenIce, of course, could choose not to show it.
Oh, here it comes.
All right. Any bets on this one getting stolen?
Mind control? You gotta go mind control. It's huge.
I mean, what do you think the Ragnos will hit, more importantly? If it hits the 4-5.
Well,
think-
if it hits face, then that shield slam, oh man, it's gone. It's gone forever.
No! How else do you
Yeah.
kill the little Hogger buddy? Oh, here it goes.
All right.
Ragnaros!
Line it up for the Cabal Shadow Priest.
Ooh,
That is bad news.
incredible.
But at least he can still shield slam.
Do you think he
least
played
that.
Ragnaros because he wanted to kill the Shadow Priest, or because he was trying to bait the mind control so it didn't take Ysera? Or Hogger?
I think it's...
Yeah, it was the Hogger. You got it.
No!
You nailed that
Yep.
one. Yeah, you got to steal this. And look, even if it hits this 3-4,
Okay.
okay, it takes armor. But if it hits a 3-4, I mean, you finally have something to steal with your other Cabal.
Sure. He could steal it back by Sylvanas and Brawling, right?
Yes, but he has
Yes.
to wait a turn before that happens.
Yes, you're right.
Huh? Oh, yeah. That's true. Brawl to 4 mana. Brawl to 4 mana.
Sounds good to me.
Now you could have Sarah in peace here, presumably, and she wouldn't even die to Ragnaros hit. She
That is
soaks a Ragnaros
true.
hit.
That is true.
You know what? That's kind of neat. But I do like playing Sylvanas right after a Rag. It gets
Yes.
so
You
scary.
hit that Sylvanas and you just feel.
Normally
Yeah.
you don't want to commit more minions to the board when Sylvanas is out, but in this
Kolento-
case...
Let's see.
There's that second Shadow Priest.
Oh boy.
I was going to say Kolento does have silence in his deck, but he doesn't have it drawn yet.
Oh man,
Mhm.
that shield slam. It's over.
I feel nothing but regret for the shield slam.
What can you even do? You can clear the board,
This is...
but then give up one of your minions.
Yeah, and that minion could be Ragnaros.
You could drop the... You could, like, do Circle. You know what? If you go do Circle, Injured Blade Master,
Wonder.
Hero Power on Sylvanas, you can clear if things get bad or something like that. Like another Circle or... No, you wouldn't want to play the Blade Master, though. What you want is for him to get the Alchanize. So you can take, like, a coin flip right there. It's not, like, the worst thing that ever
I'm
happened.
trying to think if there's a way for him to steal the 1/2 slime
I must consider.
with a Cabal Shadow Priest.
Oh, interesting. That gives him a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you can do that.
Alchanize, Circle, Cabal Shadow Priest.
Yeah, that's
a
really
lot
good.
of targets for
I like that.
Sylvanas.
It's quite nice.
You just want to keep that Ragnaros on your side.
Let me change your mind.
Wow.
Okay.
That's 4 dudes.
So if it hits
Let's do
Sylvanas,
it.
it'll go and hopefully steal the 1/2. Okay, a lot of coin flips have to happen correctly. Oh, close.
Wow.
Oh man, are we seeing Hogger? There's the Armor Smith. You can Oh, he doesn't have the Cabal Shadow Priest
You're
anymore.
brawling here. You drop that Armor Smith and you brawl, and the Armor Smith does a backflip out of the brawl, and you are ahead.
Yeah, go.
Do it. Ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Let's test the integrity of Kit Kats.
Oh, he's going to do it before trading. So he has a 40%
He wants
chance.
to kill.
He just needs to
Rag.
get rid of Rag.
If Ragnaros
This is all that
survives,
matters.
Oh, he's
no!
Ooh, that is so good for FrozenIce.
And consequently, very bad for Kolento.
Oh man, he has no way to activate Grommash though.
No, not yet. In fact, he used both of...
The Taskmasters and the
he
Death
has-
Bites, yeah.
Used both Death Bites as well?
I think so.
Wow. So actually what he needs is Ysera's, whatever it's called.
Ooh.
Oh, Sarah Awakens?
Yeah, there you go.
FrozenIce
That's
needs
a sick
to
one right there.
get Shield Slam here.
Oh, yeah.
That's not shield slam.
Hogger!
I
Oh, is that the sound he makes?
He makes a lot of sounds. He's like a Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. I would not want to solve mysteries though with Hogger. Doesn't sound like a good premise to a TV show. You know, this is coming down to fatigue, Artosis.
yes, of course it is. This is warrior against priest, Frodan.
Oh,
I'd only be more sure
no.
if a paladin was involved.
Hogger, no!
That's too bad. What a shame.
Wow, exciting.
Wow, Power Word Shield's a liability at this stage.
Yeah, he has 2 completely dead cards in his hand and 1 almost completely dead card in his hand.
Yep.
I don't know if there's a single card that Kolento has that can deal with Ysera right now.
No.
Second mind control?
Yes.
If he's playing 2
he
mind
has.
controls, then
He deserves to win this game.
yeah, he deserves to win Blizzcon if he field 2 of those this year.
And get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes. What is he doing with that, though? Is he just going to plow into the Injured Blade Master and enrage for next turn?
Or just attack
Well, he knows
phase.
that both
Oh.
Shadow or Deaths are gone, right?
It is also a 4-attack creature.
It's true.
Well, not if he plows into the 4/7. It's not.
True.
But then he just doesn't seem to help you that much.
No, it doesn't. I like Ysera.
Yeah, I think
mind control is
Ysera's
gone. Just use
is a
Ysera.
pretty decent option here.
Oh,
Worst case, she
wow.
gets silenced, and you still have this giant body.
What do you have left? Is he playing Whirlwind? I haven't seen any Whirlwinds.
No, haven't seen a Whirlwind. Sometimes people play 1 Whirlwind nowadays.
Okay,
but-
so if this is
Two
Show's deck,
cards left in his deck. Wow.
if this is Show's deck, then he played Iron Beak out. Does he have Senjin Shield?
Oh, he
Master?
did go into the 4/3.
wow.
Man, if he had a way to get 1 armor, he could shield slam that.
He already used all of his steel spells,
Oh
unfortunately.
man.
Shadow Madness number 2.
Yeah, Shadow Madness. That would have been huge.
Well, this is. Do you power word shield? Like, you're dead if you don't get something.
You also could Circle of Healing to heal Gromhosh back to full.
That's
Oh.
funny. You're a funny guy, Frodan.
I like it.
That's amusing. Alright, he's gonna draw his last card.
We'll second last.
Sorry, second to last card.
Hey, there's those dark cultists that would have been more useful early on.
I don't know what's the last card.
They were performing a ritual in the last 3 cards of his deck.
I think you do Circle of Healing, right?
Yeah, he's going to.
That's amusing.
Mildly.
Oh, the poor shield slam. What is the last card of Kolento's deck? Oh, he doesn't.
Wow.
What? What is he waiting? I guess.
Was not expecting.
Huh. What is the last card?
The last card in Kolento's deck?
Yeah.
Silence.
Oh, you're right.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And is that what he's waiting for here? Like,
What's the play? What is he doing with it? He's going to silence the Grommash?
that's a good draw.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah, I mean, you silence him, he just
Wow.
becomes a 4 something.
Shield Slam.
Shield Slam is good.
Is this over?
Yeah.
I don't think Priest can race the warrior at this stage.
Oh, man. FrozenIce is going to take it and
It's
tie
like-
it up.
Thank God.
How exciting.
That's actually awesome.
Wow.
Well, it just drops Ysera here, and you just go for broke.
Yeah.
Because you can't play Big Game Hunter.
You can't get rid of both of them. There's no way.
He's got armor up?
No.
As well.
Look at his
Why not?
health.
You know what? He's really afraid of the one last card that Kolento stole a while ago.
That's right.
No, he is.
It could be Grommash. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
But even if it's Grommash, what does it do against this much health?
or execute. Or like he's just afraid of it.
Second mind control?
Silence. There it is.
But silence doesn't do much.
No.
It just
Well, he
He's got nothing left in his deck. You can't kill him.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
suppose.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine this winning the race when he's already fatigued.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna rely on a 3/7.
He's bluffing with the shield slam, though. Maybe he doesn't
Oh.
remember.
No, FrozenIce has been calculating everything.
Wow.
So he says if you have execute,
I dream and the world.
I have something else. But
This is it. Kolento knows it.
yeah. But you know what? He saw Ysera. So that's
Oh,
information.
yeah, you're right.
But also valuable information is
Wow,
FrozenIce
incredible game.
has kept the big game hunter.
This match is awesome.
Yeah, that was insane, man. Really well played by both sides. And, of course, did go to fatigue.
Yeah, one fatigue card was dealt.
So one way or another, the series will end on Game 5, and Kolento has Warlock remaining.
Yep. And, you know, whatever Warlock it is, it's
Winner advances tomorrow in the winner's match and guaranteed to play in front of Blizzcon because
Oh, man.
Day 2 finishes out where we eliminate the last place members. If you at least go to the winner's match, you're guaranteed to go into the big stage.
All right, well, he gets an
Execute.
execute and a way to proc it very easily, so that's nice. And, in fact, for Kolento's hand here,
That's
not
pretty
really that
poor.
exciting.
That's a weird hand.
I think you... Do you want to coin life tap just to improve the quality of your hand?
I wouldn't mind that, actually. Like, what is he saving this for? There's no point. His hand is pretty weak.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
if you do this, you still can tap
Yeah.
twice and then hit into a mountain giant. So
What are you hoping to face us manipulate in this game? Ysera? Ragnaros?
I think there's a lot of great
Giant.
targets,
Hogger?
to be honest.
Hogger would be the dream.
The Hogger taunt token?
Yeah.
The Knoll. The
Is that
2/2
what it's
Knolls.
called, a
That's what it
Knoll?
is. He summons Knolls.
Ah, good to know.
I'm so excited.
Good to know.
I used to.
Wow. Wow, Arctos. What? Ben Brode gave you a wow. He didn't laugh. Ooh.
You
Hovered
are-
over the Iron Beak Owl.
Do you silence your opponent? You should watch it. Are you that confident?
Maybe you really don't want any armor this game.
The problem is you don't want a Taskmaster because that's your way to pop execute. So you want to save that as soon as much as possible.
Yeah. And in fact, it might be something that gives you some extra armor.
Oh.
Allows your...
Well, I mean, as much as it's great, FrozenIce has the perfect response.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the hoot hoot. So a great start for Warrior. Like you lined up perfectly. I mean, this is what you want to happen.
Yeah, it's looking fantastic. With 2 executes in hand and this owl chilling in his hand to take out the Drake.
This game is crazy.
It is.
I'm
it
so
is.
excited, you guys.
So then, from here,
All right, so trades in the Armorsmith.
yeah.
As opposed to
little
using the
apology.
Cruel Taskmaster. Wants to keep that to proc for an execute. Smart move.
Oh, these guys, look at them both. So stressed out here. Game 5.
Well, this is
Ooh,
huge.
Second owl. But I think Sludge Belcher.
Second-
Oh, actually, you have the ability to Mortal Coil too.
Yeah, Mortal Coil makes the 4 hell attack not as.
Oh. Now this is where FrozenIce looks over the monitor and keeps saying,
Yeah.
"I will crush you."
Oh man, could you imagine the fear if your opponent did that?
Another owl bites at us. Has any owl hit the attack phase today?
Like actually did damage to the
Or has
opponent.
any owl been able to attack today? I think they have
No.
all died the turn or the turn after they came out.
Owls are like Zerglings from StarCraft. They just keep dying every single turn. Possible. He wants to use Execute, but you want to line up like Execute on Giants and like she.
What do you think?
Like
Do you think Lotheb into next turn armor Shield Slam is good on this Twilight?
could be a possibility.
Because then you kind of save the executes, which are
Right.
a little bit easier to kill a giant with, whereas you lose your armor, you're like,
You just ideally you want to try and deal with the Drake without having to use full removal. But
yeah.
I think in this scenario it's really powerful because you can still armor up and shield slam.
Yeah, I like it. Keeps his armor nice and high, still has 2 premium removal spells, still has Sylvanas in hand, Lotheb. That's a really strong hand he has.
He's gonna immediately hold. Wow. Because he expects his opponent to tap,
Okay.
perhaps.
Well, yeah, you would bring him to 18, then you go down to 16 on a tap. At 7 mana, though, like, he
Right.
couldn't have played a Molten this turn, but I guess the turn after he could have.
Sure.
It's got
So,
a huge hand. You're looking for
Yeah.
and molten or stone giant.
Yeah, the mountain giant.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got
problem.
it. That's what I'm here
it's a
for.
giant made of stone. I'm on board with you on this one.
He has a name, you know. Mountain giants have feelings too.
I think they actually don't. Did you ever watch Lord of the Rings?
I'm
Or
reporting
was
you
it
to
The
Trump.
Hobbit?
Cyberbullying. on
Trump,
Snapchat.
as long as it's not jail Trump, I'm afraid of him.
Yeah.
Prison Trump, whatever.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
So Lothep, to answer your opponent's Lothep, makes sense, but it's okay because Handlock was going to tap anyways. Now, Sludge Belcher, have you seen Sludge Belcher make a significant impact in this matchup? People say Sludge Belcher is great in a lot of the other ones. What about Handlock? Or, sorry, against Warrior?
You know, I think it's against Warrior. It's like not terrible. It's annoying to remove, right? I guess that's the whole point of it. It'll protect part of your board. He may have to use a whole card on it.
Yeah.
You know, like just hitting it with a weapon won't do anything because you still have the slime left over. So, I mean, I think Sludge Belcher is basically good against everything.
Did he coin out that Ancient Watcher?
Yes.
He did.
It just sat there forever.
He's been there since turn 1.
Well, the logic, Ben, is
And he's
that
pretty ancient as far as this game goes.
he's seen some stuff, man. The logic is that if you coin out Ancient Watcher, you still can life tab twice in a row and hit a turn 4 Mountain Giant like what you normally want to do. So it's okay.
Oh, he's got the Mountain Giant Sun Fury play here.
Yeah, it would be quite nice, actually.
His opponent has Shield Slam for 9, though.
So then, you can't even.
Maybe you play like the Belcher, try to soak up some of the cards in his hand or something like that.
Yeah, but then there's Lothep waiting on the other end.
Yeah, that's true. And he does have that axe in hand. That would be cleaned so
But
easily.
I do like
But he has two of
putting
them.
out Sludge Belcher to also test the waters. Like,
Yeah.
maybe he has Black Knight?
He's not going to run out of resources anytime soon. Oh, Hager!
Auger's actually exciting.
Auger Dogger Doo!
Oh, he's coming.
It's time. It's time for Hogger.
Oh, man.
Oh.
It's never time for Auger.
He's like, no, it'll get Shadow Flame. Of course it's not time for Hogger. What?
Oh, I was so
Soulfire.
jazzed for Hager.
Oh! Map Base's Manipulator on the Giant. Wow.
Wowzers.
All
Not
right.
a terrible discard either.
Yeah, it's a little bit less effective.
You hoping to
considering
draw
that you have two
Brawl
of them.
here?
Well, he's got 2 ways to remove, right? He's got the
Yeah, you can
Shield
just kill it.
Slam, and he's got Execute. Now,
Oh, true.
does he want to try and use Sylvanas at all? Or do you think that's too risky?
Well, like,
What's the risk?
the risk is
He's
getting
taking
the
Ancient
Watcher.
Watcher.
Oh,
I mean, I guess you could, like, execute the Ancient Watcher, but then he's a giant versus a giant. What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
They just Siphon Soul and pressure.
No, I don't think you use Sylvanas here.
Okay.
I think you're just going to kill both these. It's like, it doesn't matter if you take 8 points with that axe that much, right? For 2 mana, you actually kill both his giants.
I think so.
Or, well, 1 giant and 1 faceless manipulator.
ooh.
I have no time.
You can't execute that. Someone tell him.
I was about to say, I'm like, you know what? Too much.
Too much.
I
Too
draw
many
the line
times.
here. It's been 1 year, Dan. It's time that we forget.
The internet will never forget Frodan. It's a problem. Down with the internet.
Then how am I supposed to play Hearthstone then?
You print out all the cards. Use dice.
How scary. that's
Offline Hearthstone, man.
That's
I can't
right.
even imagine
tracking
playing
the
Mad
health
Bomber.
for that. We prototyped Hearthstone
Right,
with
as a board
pieces
game.
of paper. You know, it's
I can't even
it's easier
imagine
than
playing
programming.
Mad Bomber or any like
Oh my God.
Avenging Wrath. Like
Avenging Wrath.
I think it's about the same speed. If you
play
have a Frothing
Icon C.
Berserker. When a Frothing Berserker is on the field and you
Oh
Avenging
my
Wrath, that
God.
takes about as much time as it does to redo in real life.
That's a fact right there. Especially if a Sludge Belcher's dying that turn as well.
Oh, okay.
There's an actual rope somebody spools up during.
So, Sylvanas takes the Ancient Watcher.
Wow.
So then you can heal up this giant back up to full.
Hey, that was pretty brave.
That was so brave.
Yeah.
That's so Kolento.
Well, he can still take care of it, but yeah, I mean that
hard
turn
way.
1 Ancient Watcher now just basically killed a Sylvanas.
Well, now he always has a target for Brawl, right? He has a minion on the board that
Yeah,
could
that's true.
potentially win the
yeah.
Brawl.
Yeah.
This very peaceful,
funny, you don't-
innocuous Ancient Watcher.
You don't often see an Ancient Watcher just sit around untouched for this long.
Yeah. I feel like he hit autofill on the deck. Like he has nothing to actually even make this thing do work.
You just hit randomize.
Yeah.
Is it Hogger time?
It's definitely Hogger time.
It's always Hogger time, Frodan.
Never Hogger time.
I can't believe you said that.
He's ready. Look
Man.
at him drool. Golden
Look at him.
Hogger
Tell him that
drools.
he's in front of a couple thousand people here. He's drooling. Learn his manners. Hey, Draxus is a really hard card to deal with.
This is a great game.
It is, in fact.
Jiraxis,
Soulfire.
Hogger.
I want to see that Draxus fly out of the hand from the Soulfire.
Oh, it always does.
I want that more than
Doesn't
anything.
matter how many cards you have in your hand.
Sometimes it just pops out of your deck.
You Soulfire and Draxus leaves from your deck. Like it's being raptured.
Yeah.
RNGesus is taking him.
Oh, double Soulfire. You could.
All right. This
You
is
could clear
actually
the board
a really good hand for Draxus. You have a lot of
Yeah,
Talk
that's
Givers. You have Siphon Soul and Shadow Flame. I'm surprised he didn't want to go for a Molten Giant, but I think he's also really cautious about
Hogger
Brawl.
eats it.
Oh,
Well, sorry, Hogger.
he dies like a puppy. It's like after you kill Hogger, he transforms into a small puppy, and you realize that he was just an innocent beast that was being used for weird experiments.
Huge Alexstrasza battle cry.
Wow. It's like a
Mega.
very expensive giant.
In that scenario, I
Oh.
think he would have preferred that was Nosnormu.
Yeah, I suppose so. Talk about missed connections. Iron Beak Owl finally arrived in the hand, and Ancient Watcher's been waiting.
Yeah. Well, he could still do it. It's just
Yeah.
not as optimal as it once was.
Man,
Well, it's because of daylight savings, so the Iron Beak Owl missed his hour.
look at the difference in hands of these two players right now. This is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not looking good for FrozenIce. He looks so stressed at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, he's so close.
He's melting ice right now.
Oh! Man, Joketosis on fire.
Yeah, that's right. Make me cast enough hours in a weekend, man. This happens.
Now, what do you want as the warrior to stay in this game?
You want to find a way to win, which is get your Gromosh and
Yeah,
then get
yeah.
like weapons, but
Oh, he's
But
pretty
he
low.
may have to hold this Cruel Taskmaster.
If he draws
Right.
Death's Bite and then Gromash,
Yes.
that's lethal.
Yeah,
or
that's true.
if your Sarah can chain a bunch of draws and get him back into the game,
Oh,
but
yeah.
now like Jiraxis becomes a legitimate like, well, how
Oh,
do I
right.
beat this guy?
Did he have Harrison in here? I don't think we saw Harrison, right?
We saw Harrison. Yes, we
Not
saw
in this
Harrison.
one, I don't think.
Oh,
No,
yeah, in
we
the
did.
warrior deck,
We did see
see
This
Harrison.
warrior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
A Harrison on Jiraxis
that would be.
is like also something that can really help out
I
here.
mean, but he's not even feeling any pressure to play Jiraxis right now, is he?
Yeah.
Unless he sees a Death Bite, maybe.
No, he just.
Even then.
I think he just needs to play like one giant a turn because he needs to play around Brawl and that's it.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Oh man,
Oh, he's gonna Mortal Coil.
we might see Kolento.
Oh, he says,
Taking the
I'm gonna
first
take out
game.
this Armor Smith before Brawl comes out.
Yeah. That Ancient Watcher isn't going anywhere, all right?
That's not
Okay.
Death's Bite. It's not
No.
Ysera either. And it certainly isn't Hogger.
Okay. Now, is it finally time to play the Molten Giant or no? Do you think still got to hold Restraint?
Yeah, you just hold it. He's got one card in hand. What's he gonna do?
Yeah,
Ouch. Wow.
wow.
Pass.
No play. He is sure of himself.
Oh boy.
Slow death of FrozenIce.
Wow. Would you say that he's dying at a glacier's pace?
It feels like it. It really does, Ben.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Well, at least he's not gonna die of
You
fatigue,
owned
right?
that joke.
Man, this is it.
This is not the way I anticipate this game
How
ending.
can Kolento lose his game? There's no way.
Uh-oh. 2 owls, obviously.
Oh, and that's going to be game if he
Oh.
just passes. He has to snipe the owl. The owl's going to get attacking at the very end of the day.
Victory
Oh my
for
God.
Iron Beak Owl.
2 Iron Beak Owls are going to seal the deal.
Oh man, Kolento, what a match. These guys both played so well.
Kolento actually needs to Hellfire before he attacks with Owls and then Soulfire for the win. He's going to do it.
No, he didn't
Well played. That's going to
do.
do
What
it.
a match!
Kolento advances to the winner's match, 3-2.
Really well done here by Kolento and FrozenIce. Like, we can really see what you were saying, Froden, about FrozenIce. This guy is insanely good.
Yeah, he made some really tough decisions in that series, and he got dealt some pretty poor situations too.
Yeah.
Like, I think Kolento had moments where he got really lucky, and he made, but of course he was preparing himself to be in. But at the same time, I feel like FrozenIce didn't get into many lucky situations. He
Oh,
had to
man.
make do with what he had.